Hello, my name is Nathan. Welcome to my channel. I'm an animator who gets all of his inspiration from good music and good animation, and we are continuing our journey today, taking your animated idea from concept all the way to developed IP. Let's get into it. So posting animations is not the same as developing a recognizable brand. You can post all the time, and your character can still be completely forgettable. What is the difference? Intentional repetition. So far we've looked at not starting with a show, starting with a character. We've talked about keeping that character simple. And now we're ready to take the next step. If you want to build IP, your character has to become recognizable. So today I want to look at a few ways, a few things that you can do to take random posts into recognizable brand. Let's go. So recognition comes from patterns. Think of popular characters that you like, even other animated characters. If they're in any situation or story, chances are you know, if it's a great brand, you know what they're going to do, how they're going to react, because brand is repetition with intention. If all your posts are all over the place, one is chaotic, one is dramatic, one is angry, it stays in the realm of random posts, maybe held together by a character design, but there's no identity forming yet. And that's okay at first. You're experimenting. It's this fluid development that we've been talking about. You're partnering with the process of posting and developing this character publicly, but you're also partnering with your audience to develop who your character is. And eventually you need to decide who they are and what kind of things you want to repeat. So we're starting to define the tone. I've mentioned when I started posting, I had some big categories that I wanted my character to fall in. A cat, passionately excited about good music. Also leaning into some cat-isms like catnip and judging all humans, little stuff like that. These are big windows that I knew my character would fit into, but I hadn't started to close those windows more specifically until I had been posting and experimenting, been hearing feedback from my audience. This is the time of doing that. You're defining the tone. You're picking which things you're going to intentionally repeat. Is your character optimistic? Is your character anxious, easily excitable, totally apathetic? And that tone starts to determine future choices. So if your character is constantly anxious about things, suddenly that's starting to inform what trends you might pick, or you're just going to do normal trends in an anxious way. Either way, you're intentionally repeating that aspect of your character's personality and thus making it part of your brand. You're not just posting animations anymore, you're starting to reinforce personality, and that is how you define tone. We're getting into some micro-consistencies. Little things about the character, not just in their character and personality, but maybe it's where they sit, where they stand, when they're in certain positions, when they do certain motions. Little things that you just consistently repeat and become part of your brand. It's built in small but reoccurring detail. Now, when people start recognizing these patterns in the work that you do, this is when something shifts. It's not just an animation anymore. It is your character's animation now. It is recognizable to you. It is your brand. When you have a video that goes super viral, or a lot of people enjoy it, your tendency is going to be one to repeat that anyway. But this is where it does take some discretion, because do you want to repeat it? Because suddenly you're being intentional about the repetition, which means that you're starting to bring some of that into your brand. Sometimes I've had videos that went viral that I did nothing like it again, because I was like, that was fun for once, but I don't want that to be my brand. And so I'm going to let that be a success and move on to other things that I want to be more recognizable in my brand of character. When I get comments like, oh, I knew your character would do this trend, or like, this trend was made for your character, I know it is signaling that I have done the right things with micro-consistency and defining tone, because they have come to expect this from my character and are rewarded when they show up and see that I've done it. I'm letting the audience reflect it back. This is one of the clearest signals for you that you're building a brand, because the audience can understand your character. And when they understand your character, they can predict what the character is going to do. And when they predict what the character is going to do and the character does it, it builds this attachment there. This is one of the joys of developing characters online and with fans and friends and audience who will join in and do this with you. So this is the shift from content to identity. At first, you're just posting, and then something very subtle happens. You start to know what the character is going to do before you even animate it. You know how they would react. And this is where it starts to become a brand. And a brand is the bridge between your character idea, your character animations, and your character as a fully developed IP. So start to close those windows a bit. You know, they're wide open when you start posting. Narrow in on parts of your character's personality that has resonated with you, with your audience, and begin to repeat those things intentionally. And not just personality things. Pick things from the world, the way they sit, the way their ear flicks, the way they shake their head, the way you animate. All of those things are going to become part of your character's brand as you repeat them intentionally over time. All right, the next episode is going to be tough. I'm going to talk about something that every artist and animator struggles with. Posting something before you're ready to post it. Posting consistently is so powerful, but it's also super uncomfortable, but it's also where growth happens. So we need to tackle it, all right? Thanks for joining me on this one. Hope to see you at the next. Bye.